Hello, my name is Paul CONNETT, and I've been to Italy many times, and I'm very excited to hear about the possibility of setting up a coalition of groups and countries around the Mediterranean. This is critically important in terms of increasing the number of communities that are participating in zero waste, but in particular to combat the pollution of the Mediterranean with plastics from the countries which surround the Mediterranean. Microplastics is a huge problem for the sea, for the creatures in the sea, and eventually for all of us who eat that fish. When I come to Italy and other Mediterranean countries, I love to eat fish, but the whole notion of eating plastics with that fish is horrifying to me. So I think this gives everybody an extra incentive to find out about zero waste. And let me say what zero waste. Zero waste says no to these huge landfills. It says no to incinerators, and instead puts the onus on the community. I wrote a book about this. It's called The Zero Waste Solution: Untrashing the Planet One Community at a Time. So this begins with communities. And we've been giving this message out to Italy now for, since maybe 2000. And we have over 300 communities in Italy that have embraced the zero waste strategy, and in particular, embraced the 10 steps to zero waste. Let me explain what those steps are. But first, let me emphasize that they are cost effective. This is a program that saves money. This is a program that creates jobs. This is a program which stimulates local community economic development, and also stimulates community responsibility and community pride. It's such a positive movement. So what are these 10 practical steps? The 10 practical steps. The 10 practical steps start with these 10 fingers, because the first step is to separate, source separation, and particularly to separate into clean organics which can then be picked up separately. Door-to-door collection, that's the second step. Porta o porta, door-to-door collection. And the third step, of course, is composting those organics and getting the organic material back to agriculture. The fourth step is recycling. Everybody knows what recycling is. The fifth step is reuse and repair. And Capanari has now, I think, 4 community reuse and repair centers. They create jobs, they save money, they make money, and they also allow you to educate the community by doing. This is the nice thing about zero waste. It's politics in action. It's not just talking. It's doing. And you can see that doing at the Community Reuse and Repair Center. And step 6, which can also take place at the Reuse and Repair Center, is research, a zero waste research center where we involve professors and students and industrial designers for better industrial design. We have to say to industry, if we can't reuse it, recycle it, or compost it, you shouldn't be making it. We need better industrial design for the 21st century. And one of the things that the education this research can go into in every community is to research what's happening all around the world to ban single-use plastics, single-use straws, single-use cutlery, single-use plastic bags, single-use anything must be banned, because if you don't, a lot of it's going to end up either polluting the air in incinerators or polluting the sea, in this case, the Mediterranean. So we need these governmental steps, local, national, and international, to ban single-use plastics. That's step number 7. And step number 8 is before the existing landfills, we need to have a separation of the residuals. The residual fraction has to be separated, inspected, and the toxics kept out of the landfill and the organics stabilized before they go into the landfill. And then step 9 is another research step, which in the reuse and repair center, we're researching reusable objects, bad design. But in the step 9, we are researching the bad packaging, the single-use packaging, and that gives us more and more incentive to support these bans of single-use plastics. And step 10, obviously, is the final landfill. And I mean, that's sad that we can't ban landfills overnight. I would if I could, but we can't. But what we can do is to make those landfills smaller and smaller and safer and safer. And that's what we can do with these 9 steps before the landfill. So I'm hoping that we will get a strong coalition of groups in other countries around the Mediterranean to join, Italy and Spain and possibly Greece. And Lebanon. I know there's some movement, zero waste movement in Lebanon. Get all these countries together. It's now or never. I mean, we don't have much time left. And the only thing I would add to everything I've said is just to have fun doing this. Don't go into this thinking it's going to be miserable and you're going to just regret every moment you spend on this. No, every hour, every day, every week that you spend trying to get zero waste in your community, in your country, is going to be enjoyable because you're going to be meeting up and working with some of the best people in your community, in your country, in your region. It's a fun movement. It's a positive movement. We can have fun whilst we're doing the right thing. Thank you very much.